making friends is a little more difficult in the middle of a pandemic. Fox 44's Brian Glenn reached out to a young man who is using social media to change that trend and tell a few thousand stories.
My first question for you, Rob, is what led you to this idea of meeting 10,000 people on Instagram?
Hey, thanks first for having me, Brian. I appreciate it. So I graduated from Penn State in 2013. And I was involved in a lot of clubs and activities when I was a student there. And after I graduated, I found that it was hard to connect with people without any type of agenda. Like it was always business or dating. And I just wanted to get back to connecting with people just to connect. So I started this in November of 2015. And it combined my passion with meeting people, along with my passion of entrepreneurship, which was my minor at Penn State. So I thought, what cooler path than to try to meet 10,000 people. And it's been 4.5 years so far. I probably have 10 years left to go, but it has been a joy so far.
So walk us through the process on this. What are some of the stories that you've learned through this 10,000 quest? Like, what is some of the background on these people?
So I have met everyone from a girl in Serbia who was the victim of a mass shooting to a guy in Philadelphia who was the victim of a boating accident who had his legs sucked up into the engine of a boat, to more uplifting. So, I mean, them overcoming those obstacles was really uplifting. But I've also met students, CEOs, people who are starting their own businesses, nurses, doctors. So it's been a pretty good mix of different people.
How do you find these individuals that you talk to?
So a lot of them will message me through social media platforms or through email. So we got in touch through Instagram.
Sure.
And a lot of times when people see segments, like they might come across this one, they'll shoot me a message on Instagram. And for me, that's kind of like my email platform. That's where I do a lot of my communication. But the project's also grown a lot through word of mouth. So I think it's just one of those interesting things where people will hear about it and then they'll say, hey, have you heard about this guy working on this thing? Or, hey, I met this guy, Rob, today. He's trying to meet 10,000 people. So word of mouth with media segments too. And I was fortunate enough, last week I did a segment with the Today Show. Last year I was a guest on Kelly Clarkson's national talk show. And like I've had some articles written in the New York Post. So it's been a nice combination of traditional media along with just word of mouth.
I'm ready to tell my story. Rob Lawless, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Thank you.